full credit where credit is due by you.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to accept that you not were wrong because you've been previously right, but, when things have – we talk about self-improvement on this podcast a lot. We're one of those. And, when things go away and look at what they need to work on and come back a better product, and you just got to give them credit, like you said. So, all will be revealed.
Yeah, ice baths, meditation, that sort of stuff. But
the state of South Australia and their racing in particular has been listening to a lot of self-help podcasts and reading the books, and you walk through the doors of Moorfield now and there's little saunas and ice baths everywhere. It's self-improvement plan.
Yeah. Hey, it's paying off.
Literally.
It is. It literally is. Second to Portsea might be running this weekend or on Anzac Day, so you'll have to tune in to the Instagram to see that. But sensational racing in South Australia, unbelievably. The Brisbane Carnival is kicking off as well. If you were to have a bet this weekend, where would you do it?
With the good people at Ned's, definitely. You can do everything you want with them. You can get weird and exotic as well, which I know you like a lot. You've provided a few tips for one of the features where, maybe if you were interested in a Ned's same race multi, you could chuck that on and it'd give you some juicy odds, I think. And maybe you could follow us in as well with the Ned's profiles.
Yeah. If you like what we're putting down on the day, just go to our Ned's profiles and copy what we've got going on there. But yeah, should be good.
Let's go.
But what are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
I need to ask you a question. Be curious, Drifters.
Mr. Brightside spins them up and wins again. Zardozi wins the Oaks for J-Mac. The photo finish. Mr. Brightside or Romantic Warrior. The mare's going. Great guns. Fangirl. Look at her go. Fangirl. Imperatrice has got her. And raced on by Imperatrice by a length.
Overpass. More Baker's Delight in Perth.
Radina just won it, I'd say. Tom Kedden won the spring champion in a cakewalk. Without a fight, won the Caulfield Cup.
Now, you were just saying to me, as a young podcaster that sits on that chair over there, you might have something to say to our listeners.
Drifters, I have a confession to make. And I don't want to be crucified for this.
No.
But I was looking at the Group 1s. Pains me to say it. The Robert Sangster Stakes and the Australasian Oaks.
Yeah.
What do they just call them? Morpheville Oaks or the South Australian Oaks? I don't know. And I was looking at the fields. I was like, huh. These look pretty good. And I thought to myself, really goes against everything, every fibre of my being.
I know.
And what I've stood for, what you've stood for on this podcast to date. And as soon as I had that thought, I said to myself, well, I've got to come clean.
Yes.
I've got to come clean to the Drifters because they're two good races.
Yeah.
Are they vintage Group 1s? No. But you could argue that there's a lot of races in Sydney and Melbourne that aren't vintage Group 1s. And even up here in the great state of Queensland.
Of course you could. When you have that many Group 1 sprints up here, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
No. And we call it as we see it.
We do.
And you said, build it and they will come.
I did.
They've doubled the prize money and lo and behold, they've come.
Oh, fuck, you're kidding.
Now, have they done it for these races? Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They're all worth $1 million.
Well, all right. So Peter Moody, right?
Yeah.
Prime example. He has 2 Oaks fillies, one in Autumn Angel and one for Molly Knickers. Puts them together against each other early in the prep. All right. Who's showing the most promise? Autumn Angel. All right. I'll target her to Sydney. Plan B for Molly Knickers. You can go to Adelaide. Do you reckon that was in the conversations early days?
Probably.
Makes sense, right? But if they hadn't done the prize money, he probably throws a dart. Both of them, Sydney. You know what I mean?
Probably. Well, you wouldn't have seen the trifecta out of the New Zealand Oaks come over if this wasn't worth $1 million.
No.
I see that one confusingly named horse has been snapped up by Yulong.
Yeah.
Pultritudinous?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is this and the good news keeps coming for Adelaide. Amelia's Jewel going to the Goodwood.
Bizarre.
Fascinating.
Bizarre take. It's a set weights and penalties race. So unless for whatever reason she's weighted well in that race, but I don't imagine she would be because, you know, it's a set weights and penalties, and she's a Group 1 winner and Group 2 winner multiple times over sprint distances. So I don't think the handicapper is going to treat her awfully well.
Yeah, true.
So I think that's a bizarre, like they've pulled the wrong rein there. Like I think, and you know what? I think Peter Walsh, the owner, and Simon Miller, the trainer, could be forgiven for not knowing it's a set weights and penalties race. That could be forgiven because who would know that?
It's one of Australia's oldest races, and the disrespect. But I was thinking about this, right? Amelia's Jewel coming over, that's a huge get for South Australian racing, right? Who's the best horse to actually compete and, you know, compete at a good level in recent years in South Australia, right? Now, I'd say the most recent winner of Group 1 there, probably Russian Camelot.
Yep.
But was that his only Group 1? Or
he won an Underwood as well.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Yeah. Explosive Jack.
Good horse.
The Derby King.
Explosive Jack's a very good horse.
Yeah. Blackheart Bard.
Scholes.
Yeah.
She won a Sangster.
Yeah.
After winning the Empire Rose as a 3-year-old filly. Just give me a sprint race as a 3-year-old filly. Thanks very much.
Santa Ana Lane won a Goodwood.
Yep.
So, of all those, right? And obviously Black Caviar back in the day.
She beat him up by like 5 or 6 lengths.
But she RMP'd wherever she went.
She truly did. She was at 50% and she still won at Royal Ascot. And bloody Luke Nolan stopped riding her with 50 metres to go.
Yeah.
He never used to being eyeballed when he's on that horse.
No. So is she probably the best since like, I don't know, I feel like those like 4 that we've gone through, it'd probably be Blackheart Bard or Santa, who's number 1 or 2. She the best since those?
Oh, without doing any research, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. She's very good. There's been a lot of discourse about her this week post her second in the Quokka.
I've consumed none of it.
Look, what I've consumed is that I think the general consensus, as we've always known, is that she's good enough to win good sprint races, but she'll be better out over further. Like we know this.
Yeah.
Anyone with half a brain would probably imagine that. I think, and Simon Miller can be forgiven because he's just doing track work with her and seeing the results and being like, well,
she's a fast horse.
when she's at home, she's doing real well over sprinting. And then when she's going to the track, if she's not winning, she's coming second.
Yeah. So she's not, but, you know, what could she be doing? You'll see her in a King Charles or something.
I think that's the race for her. Would she be a red hot favourite in a race like that? Yet to be determined. I think she's probably better off sticking to mare's grade and RMPing, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Empire Rose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
Empire Rose, but I could also see Annabelle Neesham, which, you know, wasn't the first person I thought of to train Amelia's Jewel, but I think I put forward her name. You did, yeah. I think she's a great shout because Zaki, the Wait for Age stable star's retired. She's got Lady Laguna. She's really, I guess, come of age this prep. So, you know.
Makes sense.
And I think you know, you gravitate towards the King Charles because it's a mile race, it's worth a stack of money. And if she wins that or runs on really well, you're like, okay, well, let's have a fucking throw up the sums for a Cox Plate.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it rock in the valley.
Well,
Amelia's Jewel, amongst others.
Well, you know what probably went into their consideration as well? Like in the last, I want to say 3 editions of the Cox Plate, I reckon Annabelle Neesham is the only trainer to have like multiple runners as well.
Yeah.
I think last year she had like 3 runners, didn't she?
She had Zaki, Did Maya Oberon run?
Yeah, maybe. I reckon there might have been another one.
Yeah, she's she would have had top ranked before he was retired, which is a bit of a shame because he would have given that race a shake, I think.
Yeah, devastated you dead heated that day. Half my dividend.
Yeah, devastating. Good looking horse too.
Yeah.
Still has his nuts.
I wonder what he's doing right now.
Oh, well, it's off season, so not doing his best work, but just giving the little floaters a rest.
Yeah. A well-earned rest.
Yeah. Well, that Cox Plate is shaping up to be phenomenal, as it is every year. It'll miss a certain 4-year-old, though, because he's not going to be racing on. He's going to stud, Militarise.
Yeah. So there was 2 that were announced during the week, right?
Militarise and Shinzo.
That's right.
Yep. Both announced on the same day, the 2-year-old Group 1 winners from last year, obviously not including King Colorado.
So he's continuing. Okay.
Oh, look, would he go to stud with Alpine Edge? Would he? Or would he get the snip and keep running?
Or will we see him again in a Cox Plate?
Maybe.
It'd be one of the great training performances. I reckon Kieran Maher would be going like, geld this thing, please.
If Kieran Maher manages to get that thing to win another Group 1 with its nuts still attached to its body.
Best trainer in Australia.
Oh, not only that, the best training performance since Kieran Maher with Prodigy. So he would have trumped himself not even 12 months later.
Oh, did you see old mate, the owner?
Tony?
Oh,
mate. I did. As you know, drifters, or you might not know, but I'm not a Twitter guy.
Holy smokes!
It's a rarity for me to jump on there. But I saw the stories, so I had to venture on there. And bro, winding the window down with a submachine gun and just letting it fly, just driving by everyone and just spitting bullets.
So,
gee, where did this come from, Tony?
Mate,
aren't your pockets full of cash? Shouldn't you be out spending it somewhere?
Nah, he's firing bullets. So RSM posted a picture. Bring it on. James McDonald can't wait for another crack at Pride of Jenny with Via Sistina. Hey Macca, don't sook up because you got beaten by an Irish jumps jockey. He has more balls than you. Waiting for a cart on a $5.5 million horse is pretty piss weak. Next time, have a crack. And you know what? I fully fucking agree with him.
You know what? There's a lot of truth to what he said.
Yeah. Because J-Mac after the race was like, what did he say? Like, disappointing. Embarrassing. That's right. Yeah.
He had his pants pulled down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Had his pants pulled down.
Because it was, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, right?
Yeah.
Craig rode his horse to the best that his horse had to his horse's best ability to like run well in that race.
Yep.
But yeah, don't blame the player, mate. Blame the game.
Look, I couldn't agree more. I was thinking about this a bit as well, and the comparisons have been made to Winks, and we put that to bed, I think. But like, imagine if that was Winks at the back with Huey Bowman on, and the exact same race panned out as it was, and then she missed out. Like poor Huey would have literally been like,
oh mate,
he wouldn't have been out. Like, if you ride in this country ever again,
yeah, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Like he would have killed Bambi.
Yeah, true.
So you know, Via Sistina ain't Winks, but he gave the horse none.
Yeah,
he gave the horse absolutely none.
Yep, love it.
Love it.
Now, second to Portsea. Are you any of the wiser where she's running?
Oh, look at a few of the blokes in the ownership group said, based on Jack Bruce's message, it was leaning towards the sunny coast pre-barrier draw for this weekend. She's drawn gate 7 so she's basically drifters. She's accepted to run tomorrow on Anzac Day up the sunny coast.
Race 1, number 4.
Yep. She's drawn gate 10 there. I think she's probably a $4 favourite.
Yep.
She's also nominated and accepted and drawn barrier 7 of 14 for a benchmark 75 race, 1,800 metres at Eagle Farm on Saturday.
Race 1 number, no, she gets 7 a lot. No, race 1 number 10, 1 scratching inside her, so she'd jump from barrier 6.
Yep, okay, out of 14, and what price is she?
She is $750.
Okay. I'd prefer her to race on the Saturday. personally,
Eagle Farm, she loves it there.
Eagle Farm draws a good enough gate.
Double the prize
down
money.
in the weights, double the prize money. Second go at 1,800 meters. Like, I'd prefer to run her there, but ultimately, whatever. So she'll be running this weekend or on Thursday, Drifters.
Anzac Day. So, yeah, race one on either program. You'll find her. We'll check the Instagram. We'll post when she's running.
She's a great chance in both.
Yes. Well said. I prefer her at Eagle Farm, actually, because it won't be as heavy. And
Well, it's still a heavy 9, Sunny Coast today, so you can't tell me it's going to get any better.
No, but it is a far weaker contest. Like,
Oh, yeah.
extremely weak.
Yeah.
Like, she's a class galloper there.
Yeah.
One of two.
Back to provincial.
All right. Shall we get into it?
Yeah.
All right. So, looking at this, I think we go to the Australasian Oaks first.
Yeah.
Race 7, 2,000 metres for the Group 1s, 3-year-old fillies. I thought this was tough, though. It was extremely competitive, but it was tough.
Yeah, I think so too. And $6 the field with the good people at Neds would suggest that.
It would suggest that.
I started, the first horse I looked at was Cancello, the Adrian Knox Stakes form. And that form is Autumn Angel form, which is also Orchestral and Zardozi form, which is the best 3-year-old filly, staying filly form across Australia and New Zealand. And you're like, well, if it's running third there, then, you know, that's a pretty obvious starting point. Chris Waller doesn't send her here. J-Mac's first weekend riding in Adelaide, it'd be just like him to R&P and, you know, take the money locally and piss off.
I could also see him not riding a winner and go like, I'm never coming back to this joint.
Yeah, I could see that happening. So that was my starting point. And so I watched her and I thought, you know, for a filly that's only had 6 starts, heading into her 7th on a heavy deck, which she didn't look like she enjoyed and finished off really nicely. Like, she has to be a winning chance from that gate with the Waller polish. So that was my first point. And then I was like, okay, well, you know, let's do a bit more study other than that. So I was like, okay, let's go across the Dutch to New Zealand and Paltry Tootinus.
Mate, some of the weirdest named horses of all time from that, Oaks.
Yes. Kali Alpha Russia, the Tiakau thing. Like,
Positivity.
yeah. What is that shit? So I looked at that. Obviously, I remember watching the race on Sky Racing, you know, live, and I was like, yeah, she looks like a pretty handy filly, but, you know, coming back to 2,000 metres after 2,400 metres, like, she's been picked up by Yulong. You know, what was the original plan to bring her across here and run in this race? No. Do you know what it reeks of, mate?
Afterthought.
Do you know what we don't like on this podcast?
Afterthoughts.
Do you know what we like on this podcast?
Grand finals.
So I'm going to give – I've got her in my numbers, but I'm going to give her a shoulders, arms, let her through to the keeper.
And changed from Chad Ormsby stable to Waterhouse Bot as well. So Chad was wearing one of the great cowboy hats of all time when she won that Oaks. And if you remember, there was that – I can't remember his name now, but it was that Hong Kong sprinter that had about 3 years off. And so he trained that thing, which lost 2 plates and was like 3 out of 5 lame in the Newmarket.
Yeah, that's right. That you gave a small little push for.
And it was like $80 into like 20 to 1 on the day. So he's that trainer. So they've obviously gotten one of the great deals from Yulong. And why wouldn't you take the money? As we've seen with Stormboy.
Always take the cash.
Yeah.
Particularly for a 3-year-old staying filly in New Zealand. Like,
Yes, absolutely.
okay, yeah, she's won the feature. We're literally not going to get any more out of this thing.
No.
Anyway, so I'm going to give them a wide berth, and you're thinking, okay, what does that leave? It still leaves a few.
Yeah.
So it leaves number 2, Wings of Song.
Tassie form.
Leaves number 6, Vibrant Sun.
Yep.
And it leaves number 8, Cocoa Sun.
Yep.
Okay, we'll start with Wings of Song. Tassie form. I thought that was a dominant win last start.
Sensational.
What'd she do wrong?
Nothing. 6 weeks between runs, 2 trials. And I think there was late market support for her as well. So because there was 0 market support for Molly Nickers. She was about $3 favourite and she went out to about $4.50 on the day.
Money came. She's rock hard fit.
Paddy Payne?
Paddy Payne knows how to win a Group 1 in Adelaide now, finally.
Yes.
My concern with Wings of Song is since the 16th of December last year, she's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs. So she's been up for a long time.
I've stopped trying to predict when the end of preps are coming. Mate, especially with mares, I feel like they just run forever. Like Campioness is running again this week.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
And,
very true.
Like I'm not taking that as much as I think there's a certain instance, right?
Yeah.
So where I think we got that right was say a Lady Laguna in that, was it the Doncaster?
Yep.
But there was also some other things in our favour there, right? Yes, she gets through the wet ground, but a testing 1600 where she's not really proven. Whereas like for Wings of Song, 2,000 metres, it's like she's won over further this prep.
She's won multiple times at 2,100 metres, and the way she galloped away from them would suggest to me there's plenty left in the tank. She's got fresh enough legs. Where does she get to from that gate? Well, she's going to have to come around and ride for luck to a degree, but she's definitely a huge winning chance. Coco Sun, she ran 5th to Zardozi in the VRC Oaks and had come back this prep and taken all before her.
She's the one I'm taking on in the market.
Yeah.
Like I think she's $5.50 favourite, and she, of all those, right, they're all fantastic chances, but she's the one stepping up to 2,000 metres from 1,600, only 3rd run of the prep.
Yeah, I'm taking her on too.
I think there might be others that are fitter.
Oh, actually, I wouldn't say taking her on. She's not my winning on toppy, but I think she's one to highlight because she's taken everything before her in this prep, and she's not stepping up to 2,400 metres. She's stepping up to 2,000, right? So I think she's a hope. And then Vibrant Sun. So she put away Grinzinger Bell at the Valley last start, but didn't balance up until towards the end of the short Valley Straight. And when she did, mate, she honestly pinned the ears back and really started going for it to get over the top of Grinzinger Bell. And it just looked like a horse to me that has 2,000 metres written all over her.
Side by the Autumn Sun.
Yes, the Autumn Sun. So I've got a bit of a, early days for him as a sire, obviously. So Autumn Angel was his first ever Group 1 winner, but also from his first crop, right? So Redout's Choice, Autumn Sun's daddy. If you look through his most successful progeny, mate, it is absolutely littered with classic filly winners.
Yeah, right.
Like so many 3-year-old filly winners across all the Oaks in Australia and New Zealand. And I just think the Autumn Sun, that's going to be him. I think he's going to be exactly the same. I think his best progeny are going to be probably later developing 3-year-old fillies, and they're not going to be at their best until they get out to 2,000 metres plus. I think he's going to be exactly that. So
he RMP'd the 3-year-old features, didn't he? Himself.
He did.
So why not the Autumn Sun legacy just carry on?
Yeah, well, his daddy Redout's Choice was like that. So I don't see why he's not like that. So I've got no concern about, and that's why probably I think Coco Sun's a winning chance, because if she's doing that over 1,400 and 1,600 metres, I think she's going to get better out to 2,000 metres. But anyway, Vibrant Sun I've got ahead of her though, because she's shown gate speed in her runs so far in her career, that I think despite the fact that she's drawn gate 12, I think she can roll forward and probably sit in the first third, whereas I don't think that about Coco Sun. And I'm a little bit concerned about Wings of Song. Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. are so due for a big race win.
They can dominate this carnival.
They can. And who's a grand final jockey? Mark Zara.
Yeah, I like it.
So Vibrant Sun's probably the one I'm leaning towards having on top, but I keep coming back to that Wings of Song replay, and I'm just like, well, it almost seems like a don't overthink it sort of bet, Wings of Song. They're the two for me.
Classic local lead up. I feel like a lot of punters will go into Wings of Song. So, but you're getting $6 to find out. Sensational.
Great price.
Yeah, it's a great betting race.
Yeah,
for sure. I have the Kiwi Invader. Paul, Let me look at how to pronounce this.
Poultrytudinous.
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 Tudinous. I've got her on top. Mate, I take all your points about like all the threats that are coming through. I just think at times like this, sometimes the New Zealand form is just superior. And arguably her win at 2,000 metres was just as good as her Oaks win, which both of them were sensational. So, what was that? 7 weeks between runs. She'll be still have that residual fitness. They would have ticked her over with a trial. I think she's in with this with a sensational winning chance. All she needs to do from barrier 7 with TC on is sit forward to midfield, and she'll be awfully hard to beat because she's going to run it out.
Oh yeah.
Now, the other ones who I was thinking could have a chance, like Positivity was from that New Zealand Oaks as well. She was the one that was getting gunned down late. So, I think she will be the one that will be on speed for Andrew Forsman and Mickey D. Like, you have to respect Michael D, whatever he's riding, especially at 20-1. But yeah, of the others, I thought Wings a Song, and I think Molly Nickers will be running on to 4th. I think she's got a big race in her, but barrier 15 cannot possibly help.
Not at all. I'm pretty sure the Autumn Sun has like 5 fillies in this race, which is crazy. Quick shout out to Sneesby Racing. First Emergency is 150-1 pop, which Sneesby Racing has a little share in. So
honestly, how many does he have?
Yeah, a few.
He was saying 40 to us last. November?
I think it's around. I think he's cycling through a few. Yeah, so I think it'd be about 40.
That's insane. Like we have 2, and we have a runner every other week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like he'd have a couple, three week, if not more,
something ridiculous.
Like when the whips are cracking,
Yeah, I think it just goes to show though, like how much investment you need to make just to have a chance of having a horse in a Group 1, let alone winning one.
Yeah. Give us a chance.
Owning a Group 1 winner is so hard.
Yes. Yeah, and I might have the Tonys about me if I get one that dominates like Pride of Jenny.
I'd be so bullish.
I'd be trumpeting for sure.
It could have been Marcus Williams.
Could have been. Amenable. But I can go through his prep. He sent it through the other day. He's having 3 runs prior to the Stradbroke.
Holy dooly.
Yeah, he's coming up here early, and I think they kind of like had the let off after the George Ryder and then just reset, which I don't mind to see.
Yeah.
But I feel like his fresh runs are pretty good for Amenable. Anyway, let's get to the Robert Sangster, 1,200 metres, Group 1 for the fillies and mares, open weight for age. I think I land up tipping, who was that 2-year-old filly for Kieran Maher that ran in this away game? Remember when she ran in this?
Yep.
She ran 4th as a 2-year-old.
Was she in this as a 2-year-old?
Yeah. She had like 47 kilos or something.
Gee whiz.
Yeah, first time in a long time that's happened.
Wow.
Yeah, but she didn't win. Now, Estriella, one of your favourites, $3. One of the best fillies, one of the best 3-year-olds, I might even say, in Australia right now.
Massive winning chance. Gate's a little bit sticky, but she has early speed, so she'll get across, and I think she'll sort of sit in the first sort of 3 or 4 horses anyway. It has to be a winning chance. Like, just keeps improving each run. I think she's, from what I've seen so far, more dominant over 1,100 metres. I think she can still win this over 1,200 metres, but this is a smart crop of mares that she's got to beat. So you're getting $3. Probably like to see, like I get it, I do understand. You'd probably like to see a better price, but she could win this in a dominant fashion and then shoot to the top of the market in the Everest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, knowing how these futures markets are
Yeah.
at the moment, yeah.
Like top of the market, you know.
I know what you mean. Like fifth favourite or something.
Oh, not even like second line of betting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mate, prior to Jenny, second line of betting in futures for Melbourne Cup.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's criminal.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's ridiculous.
Is she a massive winning chance, Estrella? Yeah, obviously. And I'm a big fan. Like, back to every start, this prep. Like, she's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Do you know who else is a friend of mine? Benedetta.
Yes.
Big friend. Gate
Close.
1, terrible for her.
Close friend of yours.
Horrible for her, gate 1.
Yeah.
Because she won in a dominant fashion last start in Morfordville. Over 1,100 metres. And the way that she sort of ran that race, she drew gate 10 and she was able to sort of blend into the race off a solid tempo at the right time in like about the 4 or 5 wide channel. Whereas gate 1 here, I feel like she's going to be smothered in. Is that the best thing for Benedetta? I'm not sure. But she can absolutely win this. And she's just got that. This has been a nice prep for her leading into a race like this.
Yep.
1,200 metres, dry deck, already had the race in Morfordville, ran super in the Newmarket and the Oakley Plate. Like, yeah, she would not shock at all. They're the two for me that I'm tossing up between, but you cannot tell me that Zapateo and IME can't win this race.
I refuse to say that.
You can't
You
can't tell me that.
Zapateo's in career best form. Like, she was so impressive in that Galaxy. And
So good.
She's put in not a pull run this prep.
Draws well. Jay Carr.
I love the freshen up as well.
I love the freshen up.
6 weeks between runs, and her fresh form is delightful.
Big winning chance. IME. Okay, let's have a look at her last 3 runs.
Solid form behind her.
Third to Imperatriz, 1,200 metres, first up. Last race of last prep, second to Magic Time with 56 kilos. Magic Time at 53.5 kilos. Start before that, Menicado, second to Imperatriz. Like, that's elite form. Absolutely elite form. She's battle hardened mare, Blake Shin on, draws gate 2. She wouldn't shock either.
No, and, I feel like this is, although it's a good race, is a drop down. Last time she dropped down, she absolutely dominated in the Sydney Stakes.
Yes.
From barrier 2, Shin on, just where she's going to be. She's going to be leading this field.
Yeah.
So
they're the 4 for me, and I'm finding it really hard to split them. Drifters, and this is probably going to be an occasion where my heart bets more so than my head, because IME and Zapateo have never been mine. But Benedetta and Estrella are mine. So one or two of them will be on top for me. But I'm seeing pretty much everyone tipping Estrella. I don't think it's that straightforward.
No, I don't think so either. No, because I've always had, looking at her this prep, I'm like, you have been sensational at that 1,100 metres. I think that 1,200 metres is a little bit of a query for me. And if she does it at this grade, because like, you look at her 1,200 metre win down the straight, she beat Robrick and Kabulis. Kabulis was good, but like, what are we really dealing with? Learning to fly.
Learning to fly was the other one that I forgot. Thank you, Daniel.
$14.
She's the best value shot in the race for mine.
$14 with the good people at Ned's. And again, I've said this a lot. I love the freshen up.
Yep.
They scratched her twice. So I feel like this is plan B or C, but 1,200 metres fresh up, where she was sensational first up. Really, really good. Absolutely charging the line. This is harder, so you're getting a better price though. $14 if you like her, absolutely.
Yeah.
Have to ride her cold, which you do see her unleash that turn of foot late. So Chad could still break his Group 1 duck.
He still could. I forgot about her. Thank you, mate. So yeah, she's a great value chance. It doesn't stop there, but yeah, I was looking at it today, and I was like, oh, it's a good race.
Yep. I want to take on the favourites in both Group 1s, leaving them out of my numbers for both. I want Estriella to run well. Like, I think she's, the next, and we've seen all these dominant mares over recent years. She could be that in the sprinting ranks. I'd love to see it. Zapateo clearly on top for me. I've been looking at that Galaxy where it was so close for us, so close with Sunshine in Paris. But she's been the best run in all of her races this prep, and I feel like she's just continually the forgotten horse. $7.50 she is. Like, I think she started favourite in this race last year.
Sunshine in Paris was in this race. What price would she be?
Oh, yeah. She'd be $3 with Estriella easily, $2.50 even. So she's on top for me. Definitely giving Learning to Fly a chance. I think she's at that price. I'm very, very interested in her because of all the details that I outlined just before. Freshen up, 1,200 metres, love. Roots was a huge run first up.
Yeah, she was.
Back on the rail, behind the likes of Bandy's Boy and Malkovich. Malkovich ran okay in the Quokka. But, yeah, again, freshen up. 4 or 5 weeks between runs. Her stats at the distance, albeit in inferior grade than this, is really, really impressive. So J-Mac on as well. Roots is not without a chance here. She's $14 big price. And then I think Benedetta's like the mare in form. Like, she's kind of avoided she hasn't avoided that much actually. But love that they gave her a run at Morphettville just to make sure she's familiar with the surroundings, but she will have to step up to be winning this, I'd say.
Never ran outside the top 4 in her career.
Impressive. Very
13
impressive.
starts, that's good.
It's very impressive. All right. Now, should we look at the rest of the card here?
Yeah.
Let's look at the Champion Stakes, race 3. Now, numbers 1, 2, and 3, I think, are the winning chances here, Declan.
I'd agree with you, mate. I'm happy to take on the favourite Air Assault.
2,000 metres is the problem for me.
Yeah, because at the end of 1,800 metres, he didn't look convincing at all. So between Bold Soul and Warmonger for mine, I'm probably leaning towards Paddy Payne, Bold Soul.
Same.
That was a return that just gave me big Derby vibes.
Yeah.
Big SA Derby vibes.
So barrier 13 for him, probably going to be negative. He'll be running on, but so it might be a real on the drift classic. What price is he in this South Australia Derby if there's a market open?
Yes, true.
Now, if just when I'm talking about futures markets, the good people at Neds don't have Pride of Jenny as second line of favourite in the Melbourne Cup markets.
Well, I must have dreamt it up then.
No, I had a look at a competitor who will remain nameless, but they do have it there, which is ridiculous.
It's absurd.
It is literally just a revenue grab. So I'm glad that the good people at Neds have not done that.
Yes.
Let me have a look here. South Australia Derby. Nah, why would you bother? So no market for it.
Yeah, no need to put up a market yet,
We'll wait till the day, eh? So yeah, I had Bold Soul on top as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Race 4 is the John Hawkes Stakes, 1,100 metres Group 3. Thought this was a fascinating little contest. You have like Screeper after a 7-week let-off. Sans Doute, What You Need. And what about old mate, Extremely Lucky? I think he's gone back to where he's from. The Chris Waller experiment didn't work.
No, clearly. I think he's too worried about all his 2-year-old colts. So What You Need. Interesting runner last start. Got brained by Sans Doute. That was first up after a year. Do you give him a wide berth second up?
Well, I think I saw enough to go like, okay, I think he's improved. Like, he had a throat operation, and this is where you can back in Mick Price with confidence. You can basically lay his horses when he goes like, oh, this horse is enormous. Like he needs this run desperately, and you go like, okay, this thing ain't winning.
No.
And the market suggests that. I think he was like $2.50 or $3 early days on the Wednesday, and then he drifted out to $5. It's like, okay, yeah. So I think you saw what you needed to see from him.
Yeah, so I think follow the market with him again this weekend. Yep. Like if he firms in, he's ready to go. But Sans Dute's done nothing wrong. Obviously, she loves the Flemington Straight, so this is a different kettle of fish. But not a lot of horses have the turn of foot she showed at the end of the last start.
$6.
Yeah,
like how many in a row? Is this going for a picket fence? I think it might be.
Man, she's already built a picket fence.
Yeah, 4 in a row. Like incredibly disrespected.
This is a picket fence, and you got a spare picket in the shed.
Yeah. God, what's Wings of Song building?
What did Winks build? Coliseum.
A bridge?
Yeah, bridge. Shit.
Scraper?
No.
Okay.
No, happy to take him on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, not a race I'm really that interested in from a betting point of view. The next one is, though, the Tobin Bronze Stakes, 1,200 metres Group 2, set weights for the 3-year-olds. Is this one of the best bets you've ever seen? With
Skybird.
Arkansas Kid.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a Captain Obvious bet, isn't it?
Like, his form is so delicious.
It is. It's a Captain Obvious bet, Arkansas Kid.
Barry 16 sucks.
It does. But form around Estriella, Sarasana, Jolly Star, like, yeah, it is elite form, and it could be like, I don't know. Could I be reading this and just trying to find a way to get away from him? Maybe. Skybird lugged a big weight over 1,100 metres first up, and she was never in that race, and nor should she be. But I'd be prepared to give her another crack. Back to sort of a weight in which she can manage. Probably short of her best. Gummy Gumdrops. Wouldn't be surprised that she'd do me one here at $9 if I wasn't on. But yeah, I think Arkansas Kid, like if he gets absolutely jammed in, you probably should follow.
Oh, mate, I think he's one of the best bets I've seen for a while. Like,
yeah, I know, and that gives me that freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, okay, but I'm getting $3.80 for something. True, like that,
true.
It's
yeah,
like
it's not $1.80
because like if you rewatch that Arrowfield, he should have won that.
Yeah,
like he was held up nowhere to go. He was held up for about 300 meters at the straight, and you look at what he did third up in the spring. He was fourth in the Coolmore, and he was storming home there as well. So he can run on a bit, but this isn't a Group 1 grade of field, so I think he's incredibly well placed here. Looks a grand final. His third up runs have been sensational. Yeah, I'm a fan of the kid, Arkansas. Queen of the South Stakes, 1,600 metres Group 2 for the fillies and mares, set weights and penalties. I thought this was extremely tough.
Yeah, this is hard. Sione was good behind Here to Shock. Paddy Payne again.
Mate, I think this is his carnival.
Yeah.
Paddy Payne.
Yeah, it could be. I thought she ran third first up to Waltz on By and Lady Jones. Lady Jones has come out and won. And she's running second to Here to Shock, and Here to Shock's a smarty. So,
hey, what about the Inferno?
Yeah.
Nearly knocked him off last week.
Yeah. Funny. So, like, I think that form reads well. Like, I think that's a bet. She's drawn well. Yeah. Like Lady Jones wouldn't shock, but I think she's probably more of a 1,400 metre horse, Lady Jones.
Well, you'd know.
Oh, mate, if I'm running any further than 1,400 metres, I'm pulling a hammy. So, yeah, she's probably the one for me. And they're the Ruby Saki Silks.
Ruby Saki. Wow.
Gee, she was a star for me.
Wow.
Remember she R&P'd like 3 or 4 races in a row, and each time she was at a price that was backable, and I was like, well, yeah, I'll keep stealing money from you.
Yeah, but then she had a runabouts.
She encountered some heavy decks, and she did not like them.
No.
And I think that just dented her confidence. Really.
Yeah. Ruby Saki, that's a name I haven't heard of.
She'd be a great broodmare, Ruby Saki.
I thought Campionessa was one of the ones that you could find here. J-Mac on. Has to lug the top weight, but rightfully so. Like she's raced 5 times at Group 2 level for 4 wins and a third. She was unlucky, I guess you'd say, in the Queen of the Turf. She was 3 wide no cover the entire trip, and she still only lost by less than 3 lengths. Does that take it out of her? And I said this before, at the end of God knows how many runs this prep. God knows.
God knows.
I can't count that far. So, but if I can assume that the stable's got her well in here, that she's still interested in racing. She's still racing bloody well. She beat Claire, who was sensational in Australia Cup. Eternal Flame just can't stop winning after getting knocked off. And then she beat the gold Melbourne Cup winner Gold Trip as well this prep. Like, I think Campionessa can get the job done.
Potentially. The value play I don't mind in this race is Legacies. She mixed her form a little bit, Legacy.
Can't she?
Like, she runs like a bus and then she comes out and wins. But the key to her is where she lands in the run. She draws a nice gate here with J Carr on. I'll tell you what, J Carr can ride a leader.
Yeah.
54 kilos. I think she's a great value play, Legacies.
Very well found by you. She's too inconsistent for mine. So
she can mix her form a bit.
But $11 is a great price to find out.
100%.
I think that's all at Moorfield, right?
It is.
All right, let's go to race 6 at Eagle Farm, which is the Mick Dittman Plate.
The Mick Jones Dittman.
Listed race, 1,000 metres, set weights. I had zero opinion here. Skirt the Law's one of yours?
Big fan of Skirt the Law. Big fan. She starts short. What's the market for her? I want her to come back well, little 3-year-old filly. Do you know who else I want to see run well? Abounding. Winner of the Magic Millions race on the Goldie.
Oh, when it was delayed by about an hour.
Yeah. She's a smart horse, mate. Like, she's one who she runs well here. Could find herself as a Stradbroke horse or a Tatsiara horse. I think Abounding and Skirt the Law is probably the same.
Oh, Abounding should have been an All-Star Mile horse, mate. What are you talking about? Yeah. But they didn't.
Robbie Heathcote's like, not only am I not going to take you up on that, I'm actually going to go tell you to fuck yourself. So yeah, they're the two for me. Party for Two was a smart winner first up on the Goldie. That was a fair few weeks ago now, so I don't know what the big delay is between runs, but Skirt the Law or Abounding. Either one of them.
If I continue to do the form on this race, I might find Sofrado. I might do that.
You might.
I might, but leave it with me. Race 8 is the Brisbane Mile Quality Handicap.
Wait a second. Is this Brisbane finishing off the card with 2 good races?
Yeah. Market leaders, mate.
Typical.
Yep. 1,600 metres listed. Now, have you heard these names before? Jimmy Star.
Fascinating.
I think there's another one here.
Gringotts.
Jimi Hendrix, Mighty Ulysses. Just these typical Neesham stayers that come over for these big races and run last.
Where's the Godolphin horse? Where's the Godolphin horse that hasn't won for ages and comes up here in RMPs?
Well, it's probably in Queensland. They changed silks.
Yeah, true.
So there's probably one here.
Where's Atmosphere?
Yeah.
Any pace?
So, are you a Jimmy Star guy? I want to take him on.
I like Gringotts here.
Yeah.
I like Gringotts more than I like Jimmy Star, but Jimmy Star, I admit, could come out and brain them.
No jockey booking for Gringotts, which is fascinating.
So that's a small concern. But Kieran Mullen's Jimmy Star in the Stradbroke, he's given him nothing but praise. Since his 7th in Newcastle, where he probably jumped at $1.65, unbelievable. $2.30 is more of a backable price, but if he comes out and brains him here, so be it. I'd probably prefer to take the value of Gringotts, who's a mighty consistent runner and was dominant last start. So
yeah,
that's probably where I'm leaning.
What about a mare in form, number 8 Overriding for Nathan Doyle? If you look at, so this mare beat the likes of Kinloch and those at Newey and absolutely brained them. But before that, she was in that Chain of Lightning race in the last. And that race has been one of the form references of the Sydney Carnival. I think 5 subsequent winners and a horrific tragedy in there as well with Tin Tookie. But Chain of Lightning form, I feel like that's good enough to win this.
Good form.
And you're getting $8.50 there, 53 kilos, barrier 1. I think you could have worse plays over the weekend.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
The Princess Stakes is a 1,600 metre contest for the listed 3-year-old fillies. The last at Eagle Farm. Now, good luck to you if you have a firm opinion in this race. My God, this is tough.
I like one at odds. Number 10, Little Genie. Smart winner to finally break the maiden, but she's a horse who just appears as if she's just going to get better out over further by Savabeel.
What's the ownership reckon?
Ownership reckons she's a lock for the Queensland Oaks.
Okay.
But she's the way she's run, the way she's run so far in her career shows me a horse with some talent. So drawing the car park, which I'm sure Sneesby Racing is going to be ecstatic about. But yeah, she's a mare with some talent, a filly with some talent.
All right, Queensland Oaks. There is a market for that. So what's her name? Little Genie.
Little Genie.
I'm still scrolling, which is a good sign. Still scrolling. Mate, she's not even in the market with Neds. So there you go. Might have to request that.
Might have to. Well, she's $12 here, so you would imagine that she'd be 100-1 in the Queensland Oaks, but nowadays probably more like 26-1 with the futures markets. I think they price the markets at 400%. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Now, if you're a fan of winning form, Exotic Miss on the quick backup beat Transatlantic and Presslink, who I was very keen on last week. On the quick backup is the $3.70 favourite. I wouldn't be really diving into her, and Barry 23 sucks for her, but
Sucks. 23 is bad.
really bad.
Really bad, unless you like Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Or like VE.
Or LeBron James or VE.
Yeah. She jumped from 19. 18. 18. First horse to ever win for Barry 18 in the Melbourne Cup.
VE?
Yep. In the 160-year history.
Geez, J-Mac gave her an absolute peach, didn't he?
One of his best.
Yeah.
Probably his best.
Probably his best.
Absolutely.
Nothing was beaten that day.
No.
But anyway.
Got the text really late, like after race late.
Yep.
So that was good.
Yeah, that's good.
But credit where credit's due to the state of South Australia. Congratulations to you.
They listened.
Yeah.
They listened to the podcast. We've been potting them here for years.
Well, there's only so much negativity that you can take until you have to take action.
Oh, it's saved it. Like sport, like the sport down there was in bloody dire straits.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's out of the woods yet.
No.
But it was it was saved. So looks good. It looks good. That's all I can say. And we'll see how it goes on the weekend. Will the rails still be off? Yes.
Best of luck.
Best of luck.